Locker Room Podcast, episode 2. We have a special guest today.
Ryder O'Neill. How we doing?
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of special guests on here. There's actually rarely gonna be a case while we're in person before we're off our separate ways where me and Noah don't have a special guest. But
of course,
today we're gonna start off the NFL segment with a little bit of a Russell Wilson talk. Congratulations to Russell Wilson on a fantastic career, 10-time Pro Bowler,
legend.
Do we think do we think that Russell Wilson is? Do you think Russell Wilson's gonna be a Hall of Famer?
I do believe Russell Wilson's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, what he did in Seattle was just special. Like, he didn't get an MVP, but he won Super Bowl. Did he win Super Bowl MVP, or was that?
Malcolm Smith won it.
It was Malcolm, yeah. But he did win a Super Bowl. He was incredibly young, and he led that team. He was so mature in Seattle. We don't remember what happened after Seattle, but he was so close to winning an MVP in 2019 too. You guys remember that year? Right? It was 2019 or 2020 where he was just like on another level.
It was the one against Lamar.
If Lamar didn't have that crazy year where he came in like second in rushing yards for the season, like he would have won that.
For sure.
But yeah, I do believe he should be maybe not a first ballot, but he should definitely be a second ballot.
Yeah, no, he won't be a first ballot. I think Russ will be one of those guys that like takes like a few years, but like the people who vote will finally realize after he's like a nominee year in year after, they'll be like, yes, Russell Wilson deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's done a lot for the game. He brought a Super Bowl to Seattle. I mean, you don't really like to talk about that little Broncos stint and so forth and kind of the Giants, but just as his career, at least on the Seahawks, I think one day he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And now he's an analyst at CBS, so I'm excited to listen to Russ Wilson talk about sports for the next 20 or so years, honestly.
Yeah.
Glad he's sticking around. He's got a great personality for it, actually. I think he's going to fit in great.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fantastic in CBS. 10-time Pro Bowler. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know if he'll be first, but he'll definitely make it. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks there was. Definitely revolutionized the game to how we see it today, where all these quarterbacks are running. He won a Super Bowl in his second year. Great team. He should have 2 Super Bowls.
He should, yeah.
But that's a topic for another day. Russell Wilson, I think, will be great at CBS. He knows so much about the game of football, and I just think that he's a great personality to have on TV. Mm-hmm. He's going to be like I think he'll be similar to Drew Brees. I was a fan of Drew Brees when he was on TV. And I believe that Russell Wilson could even work his way up eventually to a booth analyst at some point.
I would not mind that, actually. I would love that. I think I should just listen to Russell Wilson commentate on it. Yeah, even just have him commentate. I mean, I think he'd be better than Tom Brady in the booth.
I don't like Brady in the booth. Brady in the booth is not. I'm not a huge fan of. I think
it doesn't feel natural.
I feel like they would never take Brady off though, just because how much money they're paying him.
Brady,
yeah.
What is it, like a $200 million deal or something?
I think it's $300 million over 10 years. Or something like that.
Speaking of Tom Brady, actually.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wait,
what happened? What happened?
Just got a report that he's officially launched a coconut water brand called Good Nut.
Good Nut is the sponsor of this podcast now.
Good Nut.
I will be trying Tom Brady's Good Nut.
Wait, actually no. All right. So Ryder's gonna be back on here for episode 4 for some NBA segments and NFL segments. We will be having Good Nut on that podcast. Okay?
Oh, 100%.
We have to.
We as a podcast will be trying Good Nut.
And
please,
if it is good, we will sponsor. We will be sponsored by it. We have.
I hope so.
We have to.
I'll DM Tom Brady.
Yeah, we could talk to Tom Brady and figure it out. But
we go way back.
But
we go way back.
But in episode 4, we will be on here trying Go Nut, okay? Or Good Nut, whatever it's called.
Good Nut. Tom Brady's Good Nut. Original coconut water.
Show it to the camera.
It looks really. It actually looks really good.
It does look good.
Now Ryder's had some mixed reviews with coconut water before. He's
Oh yeah. First time I had coconut water, it was not good. It really was not good. I didn't like the texture to it, but maybe Tom's will change my mind.
I mean,
maybe Tom's will be Good Nut. Maybe instead of bad nut, it'll be Good Nut.
Yeah, I guess.
I like the name a lot.
I love it.
I think I don't know. It's just
Doesn't really fit Tom Brady, but I love.
Yeah, but honestly,
You don't know.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this season to see Russell Wilson there. Hopefully, the players will also be drinking some good nut, keeping them energized. But
Good Nut, the official sponsor of the NFL.
wait, speaking of the official sponsor of the NFL, do you guys see Jams is like you see Jams the off-brand Uncrustables?
Oh, yes.
The Carson was saying that they were actually really good.
No way.
Yeah, Carson was saying they were really good, but
I'll never eat a rip off Uncrustables. Uncrustables are so good.
I love Uncrustables, but I think I want to try a Jams.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, they're sponsoring the NFL now. They got a bunch of.
Wow.
They got a bunch of.
I mean, you can try it. It's just like you can't go back on the Uncrustable. Uncrustable was our childhood. Like we can't.
Yeah,
You can't turn away from that.
I will never switch up on Uncrustables.
My brother took my Uncrustables yesterday. I almost cried. I was very sad. But
Is it strawberry or grape?
strawberry.
Oh, that's tough.
I know.
Strawberries are good.
But we usually have a grape, but he still my strawberry one.
I like both of them.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
To be like, all right, Noah's finally in the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, Noah's
taking
back.
a shit, guys.
He was talking. He was going to get a sip of good nut, but we're back now. All right, what's the next topic?
We got Kyle Williams breakout or losing his way in the depth chart.
What do you guys think? I want to hear you talk
Give me
about
the mic. Give me the mic. As a Patriot fan, I can say right now that Kyle Williams, he will not have a generational breakout year like some players like JSN, but he will have a very improved year. Like I'm thinking like 900 yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns. Like I think Diggs kind of took him under his wing. I think a lot of people think Booty was the second option, like Booty or like Diggs kind of like wanted Booty to be like his like apprentice, but I think Kyle Williams will definitely break out. His speed and acceleration is just like it's something we've never seen in the Patriots organization since Moss.
Yeah. So for me personally, I like Kyle Williams. I'm not sure how much he's gonna get the ball, seeing how he's automatically going in to wide receiver 4 role.
Yeah, because
he's 4.
Yeah,
you guys have Dubs, Boutte, and Brown.
Shit, I didn't think about that.
I think he's still young. He'll improve. I just have a feeling that he won't be getting the targets that he should be getting because he's a 4.
Yeah.
However, if
I agree.
I have a feeling that if one of them gets hurt, if Dubs, Brown goes on IR or whatever,
it'll be a good opportunity.
It'll be Williams' job to lose at that point because I feel like we saw some
opportunity.
talent last year when he got the ball. He was making some plays out there. It's just he needs to do a little bit more for me.
Okay, yeah. I agree. I kind of have the same opinions with you guys on there. I think it just depends, like, the looks he gets. I mean, it's really hard as a wide receiver 4 to show how talented you are when, again, I think when you're behind a at least top 12 wide receiver trio in the league, Brown, Dobbs, Boutte, it's...
Yeah. Speaking of, what do we think Trey Benson's going to be? What do you think his outlook is? Because right now he's a running back 4, and he was still a very talented running back at Florida State.
They're going to trade Trey Benson.
Yeah, you're going to trade Trey Benson.
I think they're going to get like pick value or like a solid defensive player. Not solid, but like a decent defensive player that they has as like depth.
Okay.
Because they don't need Trey Benson. They have Love. They have Algier. Like even James Conner. I think James Conner is still a solid running back. I feel like he's a solid running back 2, running back 3.
I think
Algier is the best RB2 in the league, in my opinion. And I think
besides Evan Jones.
and I think Jeremiah Love. I think Jeremiah Love's gonna have like a genty year, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, I could agree with that comparison. That was pretty good. I think that him or Connor is on the
James Conner possibly.
James Conner possibly being on the move. Either him or Connor's on the move. I feel like they can't keep all 4 of those guys. They have a great room, a lot of talent, but if you're gonna be paying Connor,
only rooms with talent.
Yeah, if you're gonna be paying Connor all that money to be a running back 3, I just don't see a way to do it. He could go to the Packers. Yeah. He could go to Washington if they really need it. I don't think so because they have Keaton Allen now, but just options that they have.
Agreed.
All right, you guys want to rank worst to first now?
Worst to first, yes. So we're gonna now rank all the teams that finished last in their division on how likely we think they are to have the chance to be first place in their division next year. Who's going to make the biggest jump? Who's going to make the biggest improvements? We have the Jets, the Browns, the Titans, the Raiders, the Giants, the Lions, the Saints, and the Cardinals.
You want to take? Well, let's take our time for this.
Sure.
We'll keep the camera recording. I'll just cut this out. But let's take our time and actually.
I don't think I need to take time.
Yeah, you got your 8-1 already.
Cardinals are 8.
Don't tell me yet. We're gonna do it, but.
Yeah. Well, like if we're gonna cut this part out, like.
Yeah.
Okay. If we're gonna cut this part out, give me 1 second. I'm gonna write it down in my notes.
Yeah, get it down. I have mine memorized, but. The hardest thing for me, honestly, is between the Jets and the Cardinals for last.
Right.
Really, I don't even have the Jets as last.
Wow.
I have the Browns as my second to last.
Jets are gonna be so bad this year, right? I don't know if you understand how bad their defense is.
That is true. I just like the Browns' defense. I think might be worse.
Mm-hmm.
Without Myles Garrett, I mean they have. Okay, they do have Schlesinger, but like
they still have a better coach because any coach is better than Glenn, bro.
Oh yeah.
And they still have a better quarterback.
Oh, somehow.
I mean, yeah,
who they have a quarterback?
They have Deshaun or Shadur, bro. They have Deshaun Watson.
That's a better quarterback than the Jets. That's crazy.
Dude, yeah. Honestly, I might rather have Shadur than Geno Smith. Seriously.
Yeah, Geno's a terrorist. Don't get that recording, but he is a terrorist.
I am gonna get that in recording because I agree.
All right, I have my rankings right now.
All right. So we're gonna go 8-1 from the divisions. In my 8th place, I have the New York Jets.
In my 8th spot, I have the Arizona Cardinals.
I also have the Arizona Cardinals. I think that organization, they're in a shithole right now. They just suck. And when you're playing in probably the best division of football, like if you'd see the record predictions I have, you go from the 3rd place team in your division going 11-6 and being the 6th seed in the playoffs, all the way dropping off to a 2-15 team. There's just no chance. They suck.
Yeah. Cardinals are one of the least talented rosters in the league. They have some bright spots, but it's just the division that they're in. They have 3 powerhouses in it, and I don't see many teams in the NFC as a whole being better than those 3 powerhouses, so there's just no chance that the Cardinals could even sniff 3rd place, in my opinion.
I have the New York Jets here by a landslide. There is not a team in the NFL that has a worse QB and head coach duo. There's not a team in the NFL that has a worse head coach in general. This team didn't do anything to really move the needle for me. I love the Demario Davis signing. I like the Omar Cooper and Sadiq picks, but that doesn't help you win now. The defense still is atrocious. The defense had no interceptions last year. Going into a season, there's no reason for any Jets fan to have any hope. This team is going to fall flat on their face. They're going to be worse than they were last year. And there's no way that they improve at all. The thing is, they're not even going to be worse in the division, though, because I think the Dolphins are going to be worse. But the Dolphins' one win is going to be against the New York Jets because the New York Jets are absolutely awful. Terrible. They won't be doing anything for any years. They should just punt the year, pretty much.
I hate this team.
I was born into it.
It's okay.
All right. And at my 7th spot, I have the Arizona Cardinals.
In my 7th spot, I have the New York Jets.
I have the New York Jets as well. Kind of just flip-flop. Everything you just said about the Jets is very true, and I agree. I don't know. I just think the Cardinals are somehow in an even worse spot than you.
Yeah, I don't think they're in a worse spot. I think they have a little bit more bright holes. It's just they're not in as tough as a conference. Like, I think the the Dolphins are going to be worse than the Jets. And let's say a couple injuries happen with Buffalo and New England. Jets might have a miracle season. I don't know. that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to say.
Have you who their owner is?
That's crazy to say, but like I mean, I just don't see them I see
You
them
don't talk about the
slightly.
real terrorists on the Jets, bro. Woody Johnson.
Woody Johnson.
Aaron
yeah.
Glenn is up there for terrorism, but
But yeah, I just see them slightly having more of a chance to win the division than the Cardinals.
yeah, I have the Cardinals at 7, mostly because they have a competent QB, they have a more competent head coach, but they still have Nate Hackett as their offensive coordinator, who somehow, some way, still has a job in the NFL. He's like Tim Boyle. It surprises me. No, he shouldn't have a job at all. But also the main reason why I have the Cardinals here over the Jets is because they have a competent owner. They have an owner who doesn't like little boys, who's not on the Epstein list or files. He's awful. I hope I might get banned for this. Whatever. If this podcast ever blows up and I get banned from any Jets game in the future, it's worth it because Woody, you're awful. But the Cardinals are gonna be bad. They have one of the hardest schedules I've ever seen in my life.
Go on your rant, bro.
However, they get to still see the New York Jets on their schedule. They get a win there.
Agreed.
The Cardinals will probably have Arch Manning next year.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dante Moore, who I want the Jets to get. If the Jets take Manning over Dante Moore, just even bring him back 10 more years, send him back further. But I have that. I have the Cardinals just keep losing. Their schedule's tough. I like their offense, but their defense is bad. Not as bad as the Jets, but still pretty bad. All right, number 6, I have the Cleveland Browns.
Number 6, I have the Cleveland Browns.
Number 6, I have the Cleveland Browns as well.
All right.
I think they're just a tiny bit better than all these teams. I really like their draft class. Actually, I think they nailed the draft. I think the quarterback situation with Shador, Deshaun Watson, it's looking like they're gonna have Deshaun Watson probably start week 1 is what it's looking like.
I mean, with the amount of money
Oh,
they're spending on him,
no.
they have to.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah. There's just with the Bengals, the Ravens, the Steelers. There's it doesn't even matter if Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Aaron Rodgers can all die, and the Browns still wouldn't even leave last place in the division. There's just no way.
Yeah. I also said Browns because, well, I mean, the ceiling of Deshaun Watson we've seen on the Texans, he can lead a team to the playoffs. It's somehow possible. He hasn't shown it in years, but I mean, he also hasn't played in years. But yeah, after the Myles Garrett trade, there's just no hope for them even sniffing anything.
I feel so bad for Jared Verse, bro.
Schlesinger, Verse, and Ward are the only players on that defense, and that offense. God, beside that running back room,
yeah.
God, that's awful. Yeah.
I have the Browns here mostly because I don't know what's gonna happen with Deshaun and
They
Shador.
don't have Woody Johnson.
Deshaun, no. I'm done with hating on the Jets for now. But I mean,
For now.
for the Browns, you still have to face Lamar and Burrow twice a year. Rodgers is a cakewalk, but I mean the Browns, they're not that good. Shador actually beat Rodgers last year. People are gonna try to forget about that, but
Sure.
I love Shador. I hope that he plays well. I hope that he plays the whole year because the Browns aren't going anywhere with or without him. So you might as well see what you got with the kid. But I don't think they're going to be great by any means, but they're going to squeak out a few wins that they shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree. You have a 5.
At my number 5 spot, I have the Las Vegas Raiders.
I also have the Las Vegas Raiders.
I also have the Las Vegas Raiders. Honestly, I feel like we might actually have the same rest of the list after this, to be honest. I think the Raiders made better improvements than I think the Raiders made more improvements. I mean, they used all the money they had pretty well. They put it to good use. They got some decent piece on the defense. Helped your O-line. I think Genti is gonna have a better year than he did last year. Bowers, if he stays healthy, we'll see with Mendoza what he can produce there. But besides Bowers and Genti, I mean, you don't really give him many other options on that offense. Yeah. And then again, you're playing in a pretty talented division. You Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers. I don't really see them. There's a way that they also come anywhere near even third place, possibly, but that. Nah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Noah. I picked the Raiders too. mostly because it's the most talented division in the AFC. Yeah, Mendoza is. I feel like Mendoza is gonna be kind of like a Cam Ward. He's gonna have his slip ups. Kirk Cousins is gonna start at the beginning of the year, so
That's true. I think he might.
he's gonna. From how he played on the Falcons last year, it's only a matter of time before they just give up on him.
He's there for moral support.
Yeah. But yeah, Chiefs, Chargers, Denver, all playoff bound teams. Like Noah said, if Genty and Bowers can stay healthy, I thought the Lindenbog signing was phenomenal. Maybe some people might think they paid a little bit too much, but like that's just how you get like a strong offensive line, like starting off with your center and then just building around it.
Yeah, I think the Raiders actually will be more talented than the Browns. Whether or not they have a better record, I have the Raiders having a worse record, but their schedule is harder.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I think the Raiders will show some talent. They're gonna be like the Giants of this last year. I think they're gonna be in games. They won't win a lot, but they're gonna be in games, and they're gonna be a quiet team that maybe could pull out a few extra wins than I could see them having. I like Mendoza. I'm not sure what he's gonna do year one. I like Kubiak. I really like just the Raiders team, except for the wide receiver room.
Mm-hmm.
I love Bowers, obviously. So, I'm not sure what's gonna happen with the Raiders. But I think just it's super unlikely they're going to go worse to first. They have to get through a super gauntlet of that division to go from worst to first.
Yeah.
Number 4, I have the Tennessee Titans.
Number 4, I have the Tennessee Titans.
I have Tennessee Titans as well.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I think top to bottom, I think the Titans are a better team than all 4 of the teams listed before.
Agreed.
I think Cam Ward is going to take that next step next year. You got him some pieces on offense. Wandale, Carnell Tate. You still have Tony Pollard. The defense is still a little bit of an issue here. You brought in a plethora of new coaching staff. I think the Titans, they're trying to reset. I do think Tennessee is truly building something here. They're not built to win this year. I'd say give it a few years. But I like them better than all the previous teams, I think. I think they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I completely agree with Noah. Their organization, I think they hit really well in the draft, getting Carnell Tate for Cam Ward. I think they have the highest chance out of any of these teams to come third in the South. Also, I feel like the South is kind of weak, even though Texans and Jags had really good years last year. I feel like they're going to get hard schedules this year, and the records are going to kind of tank a little bit. But, yeah, Tennessee's just building in the right direction. I think in a few years they could be 1 or 2 in that division.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tennessee. I like what they're doing. They have a hard game week 1 against New York, but listen, and on a serious note, I like Salah. I like all that the Titans have this year. I like Cam Ward. I think he's gonna improve. Great arm strength. You forgot to add Noah. They added Nick Singleton. As you stated, they added Dable. They're just gonna keep getting better. They have all this talent. I like Ridley. I'm a big Ridley guy. We'll see how that goes. But I just think that if this team stays healthy, they could sneak away. That division isn't too. They can get second place. Like if they play their cards right, that division isn't too scary.
Yeah.
No.
Third place, I have the New York Giants.
I have the New York Giants.
I have New York Giants as well. We have the same list.
We're gonna have the same list, yeah.
I think the Giants, again, better than all the previous teams discussed. I think it's actually by a pretty decent margin. I like the Giants. Like Jackson Dart. I like the additions they made in the draft. I like Reese. I like Maui Noah. I think they're really going to help the team a lot. Losing Dexter Lawrence was definitely not something that's going to help their defense, but you have Brian Burns, you have Abdul Carter still. I mean, I still really like that defensive line. I think the secondary is still where they house a good amount of their problems, is in the second, third levels of that defense. Malik Neighbors won't be ready to play week 1, but you got a godly wide receiver core now. You got OBJ, Braxton Berrios, Juju Smith-Schuster, Darius Slayton.
In 2026, huh?
And
maybe in their prime.
Yeah, and your wide receiver one, Isaiah Likely, who he pretty much is there at wide receiver one.
Pretty bad. I mean, Neighbors and don't forget Slayton's hurt too.
Yeah,
Neighbors and Slayton might not play week one.
I mean, they do have a really bright future.
Forgot Darnell Mooney.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Actually, the true wide receiver one, Darnell Mooney, next year. He probably will be the wide receiver one to start the season, too.
Yeah.
And they got John Harbaugh. I'm hoping he come in there, turn that franchise around. I think the Giants have a really bright future.
Yeah, I think the coach they brought in, John, he's gonna be amazing. I think this is the only team that has a chance of making the playoffs this year that has been named so far. I think Dallas is a toss-up. Washington is very injury-prone. If Scat and Dart can stay healthy, that D-line is scary. They're with Reese. You forgot to mention Reese. Their only real hole right now is their secondary. I love the Isaiah Likely signing. Yeah, I think the Giants have a slim chance of making playoffs.
Giants have a lot of talent on that defensive side of the ball. For me, it's going to come down to the coach. If Harbaugh's going to coach like he did last year, they're going to be awful.
Yeah.
If he's going to coach like we've seen him coach in the past, where he could squeak out some wins, he doesn't have Lamar Jackson though. Dart's going to be good this year, but he's got to get a year to adapt. He's got to get everybody on their roster. I like Darnell Mooney. I really do. I think he's a solid receiver. Not a wide receiver one in this league, but he's a solid receiver. Good too. That team is scary. A lot of people forget they still have Kayvon Thibodeau. That team is just if I'm facing that defense, could be getting some teams into trouble, and I'm excited to see what Harbaugh can do with that squad.
All right, second.
I got the New Orleans Saints.
You have Saints.
I have the Detroit Lions, and I will give my reasoning why.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, no, you start out.
Yeah, you start out.
All right, New Orleans Saints. This is the first team on this list that will actually go from worst. They will be first in their division next year. The NFC South fucking sucks. I'll say it over and over again. The NFC South sucks. The Panthers, the Falcons, the Bucks, all terrible. I have the 7-10 Saints making the playoffs this year. They might be the worst team to ever clinch a playoff spot, like ever. Whoever plays them first round, the Seahawks.
Since Washington in 2021, though.
The Seahawks, when they play this team, it's gonna be like 50. It's gonna be like 54-3.
That might be scary.
We really can't forget the Commanders in 2021 with Taylor.
Oh
Heineke.
yeah,
that team was terrible too.
Yeah, were they what? They were 7-10 or were they 8-9? They were bad.
Chase Young was their best defender.
Chase Young was nasty that year.
He was nasty.
I think they were 8
that
or
was
9.
his rookie year.
It's just
I thought they went like 7-10.
They might have got like 7-9-1. So there was a year they had a tie with the Giants.
79-1, I think.
There was a year they had a tie with the Giants.
But like a team like this, I honestly think overall the Giants are a better team, but the Saints have the better chance to go to first in their division just because of how fucking terrible it is.
All right, I'm gonna lay it on you guys here. The Saints are going to make the playoffs. That is 100% guaranteed. If it doesn't happen, I will get on my knees by the end of the season in the podcast, and I will say how wrong I was. The Detroit Lions, they have to. I think Minnesota. I think their division is really good. I think their division is really solid. Everyone went above 500 last year. Minnesota's getting a better quarterback, and they're not losing that much. I think Jefferson's going to go back to where he was with Kyler. Green Bay, they don't have a wide receiver one, which is definitely going to be tough. But Micah's coming back midway through the year. I think they're gonna pick it up second half of the season, and they're gonna finish strong. And I think Chicago is winning that division. I do think Chicago is winning that division. I think Detroit's gonna come in second. I think it's a toss-up, but I am 100% guaranteed that the Saints are gonna win that division in the South.
Okay.
We're gonna get Ryder a clown wig and the nose, so that if he's wrong, he'll be on his knees begging.
I will.
And pleading with the clown costume on. I think the Saints will be second, just because I'm a believer in the Lions. We'll get into that in a second, but I like the Saints. I think they're a good team. That division is the easiest to be in the league. The Saints fans should be blessed that they're in that division. They get to play those teams twice a year. The division's still tough. They're not. The conference is still tough. I think they're more talented than the Giants right now. I have Kellen Moore was a good coach last year. They finished off last year really strong, and they almost clawed back. They played the Jets really tough, they absolutely mollywopped the Jets.
They were one game out of playoffs.
They were.
Yeah.
I mean that whole division was just absolutely dog.
Trash.
I mean the
They're
Falcons
still
lost to the
fucking
Jets. If the Falcons beat the Jets, they're in the playoffs last year.
I'll hate on the NFC
Yeah.
South forever,
Yeah.
bro. They just suck. They're a disgrace to football.
Yeah, if Nick Folk didn't make like a 58-yarder game winner, I remember that. But the Saints are a good team. I like them a lot. I like Olave. I love Jordan Tyson. I like Shook.
Watch the Saints go like 5-12.
Good Kamara's gonna be a nasty running back too.
Also go 7.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Ryder's very confident they're gonna make the playoffs.
The 2024 Week 1 and 2 Saints. Don't forget, bro.
I remember that.
Don't
Yes.
forget.
Yes,
Greatest
the
day
year.
of all time.
Yeah,
bro.
Saints, Cowboys. All right. And my number one team is the Detroit Lions.
I have the Saints.
I have the Lions as well. Again, I think the Lions, they're gonna return to form. They had a fluke year last year. They still went 9-8. I mean, they're gonna be 12-5 this year. I think they're gonna be second in the NFC conference. I think there's just too much talent on that roster, just all around. Lions are a great team. They're gonna figure things out. I think the coaching staff's gonna get together. I know losing Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson at the coordinator positions last year was a Aaron Glenn's a good coordinator. Nobody ever said he's a good head coach.
No, he's not a loss at all. But okay, it's not a loss at all. But okay.
But
He only lost if you have him on your team.
That's a big adjustment to make for a team like that. I think, I think the Lions will be back next year. They just lost a small step last year, and they'll be right back to where they were 2 years ago.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, they got swept by the Bears this year, which I couldn't see it happening again. I think that series will be split. I think it'll really be up to the Lions and the Bears to win that division. I think the Bears are hungry. I think Ben Johnson wants to prove the Lions wrong for not getting him back, and yeah, I think that's why Ben Johnson went to the Bears in the first place, to just absolutely dominate that division.
You know, Ryder, that's a fair point. I could see how you went with the Saints over the Lions there. The Lions are my number one team just because, like Noah was stating, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown still. They have Jameer Gibbs. They have all these guys who are still so talented. They have Laporta. They have a solid squad still with Dan Campbell, and I think that division is theirs to lose again. I think that they're gonna go back to where they were a few years ago.
Also, I know he's been phenomenal stat-wise last couple of years. Goff's gonna regress. That's all I have to say.
Interesting. MMG, I love you. That Lions pick was for you.
I love you, MMG. I'm sorry.
We will get you on the podcast eventually. I've been watching since Madden 16, Madden Mobile 16.
Madden Mobile. We love it.
I love you, MMG. I watch you every night when I go to bed. I'm being serious. I put on MMG on this TV when I fall asleep.
We both.
Respect that.
But yeah, that was a pretty good list. That was a good segment. What's up next?
These mega deal sprees, bro.
Yeah, no. What is
Christian Watson's agent is the MVP.
Yeah. Listen. What has Christian Watson done to get a 4-year, $110 million?
Nothing. He's a wide receiver 2 at best, and he signed a $410 million deal.
How are they going to pay if Matthew Golden pans out? How are they going to pay Matthew Golden down the line?
I was in utter shock when I saw that.
I saw that and I started laughing. I mean, I like these sprees, and then Drake London. I like Drake London's deal.
Drake London's deal. I mean,
it's a little pricey.
It's pricey, but that guy at least has done something to warrant.
He's a wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
not Christian Watson.
London's a wide receiver 1. Christian Watson's getting wide receiver 1 money to be a 2, and that just means for Packers fans, you won't be able to sign a wide receiver 1 until his contract's over.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to, if you're paying Golden and Christian Watson over $20 million a year.
I'd say that you pay the price.
Over $25 million a year.
Yeah, they're paying.
Wow.
Yeah, they're paying him it's like
27 almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
27.
$28 million a year for Christian fucking Watson, bro.
Garrett Wilson's making $30 million a year. You don't think Garrett Wilson's more than $2 million better than
Christian
Watson?
Watson's not in the same stratosphere as Garrett Wilson,
Yeah.
bro.
Christian Watson, when healthy, is a great player, but he's never healthy.
He's never healthy, bro.
Never healthy.
And he's at most a wide receiver too.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I honestly,
no way
I'm not gonna lie. When both are healthy, I like Jaden Reed more than Christian Watson. Is that a crazy take?
It's not a crazy
It
take.
is not crazy.
They're like
It's not ridiculous shit,
Everyone
bro.
on the Packers team,
They're just all
Packers
twos,
receivers.
bro.
I think they're all the same player. It's like
if
it's
you
like-
could
it's like the
separate,
He's
you,
Suns-
just the two they like the best.
it's like the Suns a few years ago when they had Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. It's just like all the same player on one team. It's like it's not going to get you anywhere and
Yeah.
like far in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I could agree. That was a good comparison. But let's also talk about another guy who signed to one, Derwin James. I like Derwin James. Derwin James. Ryder's a huge fan of Derwin James. But here, actually, speak on
Yeah,
that.
I am a huge fan of Derwin James. He's a little old for safety. I think he's 29 now, but what was his deal? Like
3 years,
3 years,
75.
375.
3 years,
Yeah.
75. I think that's great.
That's
I
a
think,
bargain. Yeah.
I think the Chargers won with that deal. I think he could ask for more. He's one of the best strong safeties in the league.
Yeah.
Top 3 in my opinion. But yeah, I've always loved Derwin since he came out of the draft. He's like one of the only like real hard hitters in the league. I feel like nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
That play he made on Kelsey. I mean,
I will
That
never
was
I will
amazing.
never forget watching that on
that was
on
awesome.
live
Watching that
television.
live was awesome.
Like, he's a phenomenal tackler, really
Yeah.
physical player. He's the best player on that Chargers defense. You have to pay him the
100%,
money. I mean,
100%, yeah.
you
They
really,
still
you
cool,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean you.
Yeah,
But you
cool.
don't have much else. I
Leo
mean,
Max 35, I think. Right?
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
still
that's
got
right.
it though.
He's got it, but like Derwin
Yeah.
is the man on that defense.
Yeah. No, in my opinion, you got it. You had to do what you had to do if you're Chargers. You have very few bright spots. You have Herbert, Derwin. You have some guys, and if you have those guys, you can't risk letting them walk at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And your defense was top 5
Der-
next year.
Last year, Derwin is a huge reason that the defense is even where they are. He's getting a little underappreciated with these past few years because safeties are just getting underappreciated in general. He can play anywhere on the field. He honestly is the ceiling that I see Caleb Downs being. I think his ceiling is Derwin James as a player.
I feel like Caleb Downs is a little bit.
I think
He's got a little bit more talent
I
than
think
Derwin. I think.
Caleb Downs ceiling's Ed Reed.
Yeah, I would think it could be. Caleb Downs' ceiling is like
We're talking about the second best safety of all time.
but he.
I
he's
think
low-key like
Caleb
that.
Downs could be.
He's
top five
been like that
safety of
since
all
freshman
time when
year.
he's done.
Caleb Downs is nasty, but
Caleb Downs is that guy.
Come on, bro.
No, I
No,
promise,
dude.
Bro, I
love Caleb Downs too, but
I low-key
Derwin
see-
James is a
The only
good
thing-
realistic
the-
ceiling. Not Ed
It's a
Reed.
realistic ceiling, yeah, but
Ed Reed.
I feel like Caleb Downs' talent is light years better than rookie year Derwin James. I think they're kind of similar athletic wise.
Sure,
but,
still
like-
first round pick. Yeah, they're still both first round picks.
Yeah, they're still both first round picks. Just one
Caleb
went
Downs
like
just all-
one was
all
a
world
top 3
talent.
talent and went what do you go 12
Yeah.
when he should have gone top 5.
Realistically,
Realistically,
just
he's
because
not
he's not a
top
premium position.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's the same as Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton went 14.
Kyle Hamilton. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So finally, because we got to wrap this up in a few minutes anyway, but finally the last deal we're gonna be talking about, the last mega deal is the Nico Collins one, and I think you had to do it. If you're a Texans fan, you gotta love this. Nico Collins has been so good. Hasn't said anything to the public like negatively. He's always tucked his chin, got into practice every day, even if he wasn't getting paid. He always puts in his best effort, and Nico Collins is always there.
Top 10 receiver
Always
in
there.
the league. He can run any route you need him to. Goes up there, he catches balls. He's great for CJ Stroud. I love watching their deep connection. I think he had a little bit of an injury riddled year last year, so some people kind of forgot about him last year. But I think he'll come back. He'll have 1,200, 13-yard season easily next year.
Yeah, I mean 2 years ago he was second, third in receiving like halfway through the year, and then he got injured and was out for most of the year, and then he had a lot of injuries this year. I think if he picks it back up, like you said, he'll be easily top 5, top 7 in receiving yards.
Yeah. All right. For the last 5 minutes, I think we should talk about Brian Thomas Jr. and where he might go.
I haven't really heard much on him over the last. It's actually been since like the draft kind of ended. I haven't heard like much more on like Brian Thomas trade rumors. I heard a lot of people talking before though that there was a possibility he got traded to the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility he got traded to the Jets. I saw that. I saw a possibility to the Chiefs.
Of course, you did see that.
I also saw a possibility trade to the Bills. They were all like teams that I think most of those teams would be good fit for him. I think.
I don't know if you mentioned this. I wasn't really listening, but Green Bay I feel like would be a good spot for BTJ.
I think so. I don't know necessarily what they have to give up for a BTJ. They just I don't know what Jacksonville's asking prices, but the Green Bay, they have no picks. They spent them all on Michael Parsons.
They could probably find a way if they throw another first rounder or something at them, or a second rounder or whatever.
2020.
If the Jaguars are willing to settle for the price, then the Packers could do it. They could sign him to a 8-year, $230 million contract to add on to their Christian Watson deals, but
son.
They can't pay Brian Thomas if he went there, right? He's about to get paid in 2 years.
True.
But they can't pay the guy. It's unfortunately they'd probably fit perfectly there, but they can't afford to pay the guy. I don't know what they're doing in Green Bay. I like Green Bay. They're barely making the playoffs in mine. Don't do something that can make you drop out of the playoffs, Green Bay.
I don't know. I think if I'm the Jaguars front office, I'm giving Brian Thomas Jr. one more year to marinate. I think if he plays close to his rookie year or kind of shows return back to that form, he fixes that drop problem and everything, then you keep him. I think though if he plays a pretty identical season last year, I think you move off of him. But I think I don't think right now 2 years is a big enough sample size for me. If one great year, one down year, I think you really need one more year really to determine.
Yeah. Him and Trevor Lawrence really haven't played much together. In his rookie year, Mac Jones was helping tossing the rock, and he was playing really well with Mac Jones. He needs a little more time. I don't think they trade him. I don't think they find a way to trade him unless you get like a really good deal, like 2 seconds or something. But there's no way they're getting a first round pick for Brian Thomas Jr. at this point. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is an excellent player. I still think he's got to figure out whatever the hell went wrong with him last year, but he still has all that talent. He went to LSU. LSU breeds receivers. He's such a solid receiver, and if he's anywhere like he was in his rookie year, they're gonna be a scary team.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. This is the second episode of the Locker Room Podcast. Next episode, we'll probably have another special guest on here. NFL only one. I'm gonna be posting some MLB shorts and reels by myself. We'll be seeing those drop soon, and I'll get all these edited and out there for you guys. Peace.
Peace out.
What's up, everybody? For this segment is just me. I'm doing MLB stuff. Those two buffoons in the first part of the episode don't know anything about baseball, and I couldn't find anybody else to talk baseball with, so I'll do it myself. The first topic we're going to be talking about, I have 4 of my main MLB trade deadline people who are going to get traded, or targets who are going to get traded, and where I think they're going to go. I know MLB, I'm not a huge, if I get these teams wrong and I look like a casual, flame me in the comments, please. But my first player is Michael Lorenzen, who's been around the league for a little bit. He's on the Rockies this year, not playing too well. But I think he's due for a change of scenery. And I think that change of scenery should be in a different conference, and I have him going, or a different league. Sorry, we're not playing football. I have him going to the Minnesota Twins, and that is because they're missing Mick Abel. They are missing Bailey Ober for a decent amount of time each, and I think that the wild card in the AL is open. They're only 3 games behind, and if you told a Twins fan that before going into the year, they'd be excited. Still have a losing record, but I think they could make a push if they get another guy out there. Next guy I have is David Peterson. David Peterson is on the Mets, and I just feel like he's running out of spots in that rotation with Kodai, who they want to be great so bad. Christian Scott's there. They got Clay Holmes when he comes back, but who should be around the deadline. And they also got McLean, obviously. So they're running out of spots for David Peterson, and I think that a team that could use him that's having spots open in the rotation is the Dodgers. Emmett Sheehan hasn't been what you've hoped for this year. Blake Snell's been hurt, and Glass now is also up and down and getting hurt all the time. So having an extra guy like Peterson could help, especially for the playoffs, because he has some experience with the Mets making the playoffs and pitching in the playoffs. And they did this a few years ago where they got Tommy Edman. They got another guy who helped them actually push through and get that ring that they wanted, that first one. Third, I have Bo Naylor. Bo Naylor's on a team that just got Patrick Bailey, that has David Fry, has Austin Hedges, and they have top 3 prospect in there, and they have prospects in their system that are going to take over spots instead of Naylor, who has been a little disappointing in his career. I think that the team that could take a swing on him would actually be the Giants, a team that they've made a trade with already this year, where they could get him. Even though Eric Haas has been pretty good this year, they have openings, and why not take a swing on a young guy who has the potential to be a bat for a while on this team. And then finally, this one was the one I thought about most, and the blockbuster move of the deadline, I believe, will be Sandy Alcantara staying in state, actually going to the Rays. The Rays are currently first in the division by half a game. They are super overperforming, and why not add a guy to the rotation with Martinez, Rasmussen, McClanahan? Since Pepiot's out for an extended amount of time, they might as well take a swing on a guy who could get out of his contract next year. The Rays could improve, and the Rays will probably improve throughout the year, especially if they get him. Overall, those are the 4 pieces of the deadline that I'm most confident in. Next off, we're going to talk about the 3, in my opinion, most disappointing teams. I'm going to go pretty in depth with each of these teams. First off is the Cubs. The Cubs, the first month of the year, looked like the best team in baseball. They had the best record in baseball. They were like 9 games over 500. And now, currently standing, they are 34-33. And they are 4th place in the NL Central. And that is due in large part to the disappointment season of Alex Bregman and the pitching slowing down. Imanaga was looking like the best pitcher in baseball for some time, and now he's looking awful. For example, but they are slowly getting back to where they were. They were on a 10-game losing streak. That was the max. They were on a 10-game losing streak, and they will just continue to lose. PCA's finally hitting, and overall that team is just, you're gonna have to pick it up if you want to play. The NL's too good. Milwaukee's playing too good right now. The Dodgers, obviously, the Braves are playing good. The Phillies are even getting back into their groove. So that's dangerous territory for the Cubs, because it's looking like they're gonna be a wild card team at best, at very best. Right now, they are currently 8 games behind first place in the Central, and it's not looking like it's going to get much better. They have to play better. They have to have their hitters improve. They have too much talent on this team to continue to underperform in these big situations. Next off, the biggest disappointment of the season, in my opinion, the New York Mets. They have been disappointing since last year, with the second highest payroll in all of baseball, and they still are underperforming. They are currently, right now, the Mets are 29-37, and they are in last place in their division. They're behind the Marlins and Nationals, who have way less money than both those teams. They paid a stupid amount for Juan Soto, who's actually been by far their best player. He is hitting. McLean's been pitching well, but everybody else has been underperforming. No batters to take any stress off. Simeon's been mid. Bo Bichette's not been good at all, and these guys that you paid a lot of money for have to get better in order for your team to get better. This team isn't going anywhere. It doesn't look like. It looks like they're going to miss the playoffs again. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. Maybe they're going to have another Grimace type of situation, but Kodai's been bad. You just need these guys who, when they're healthy, to play good, especially if you're going to be paying them that much money. You paid Simeon. You got Simeon. You traded away Nimmo, who's actually been performing all right this year. But you traded away Nimmo and you got some. I mean, Carson Bench has been a bright spot. He's been looking really good and really young. And you have Ewing. You have potential for future years, but when you have that much money and you spend that much money, you can't be worrying about future years. You gotta be worrying about now. Lindor has been injured all year. We'll see what happens when he comes back, but it's not been looking good. Polanco hasn't been hitting either. Just these guys that they signed have not been hitting. And then the team I'm most passionate about with disappointment is the Boston Red Sox. They are my favorite team, and I despise this team. They are awful. They can't buy a win. They are currently 27-38 and last by a decent margin in the AL East. For a team that made the playoffs last year, this is extremely disappointing. This is awful. Red Sox can't buy a hit. Their starting rotation is usually pretty good. Tolley's been really good. Early's been solid. Sonny Gray's been going healthy. Ranger's been good when healthy. And then obviously we lost Crochet. So we've had to fill in that spot with Bayo. We have Drew Bennett going tonight. Like Bayo has been super awful. He got optioned and he was so much better out of the bullpen. And they are just this is so disappointing for the Red Sox, for a team that made the playoffs last year. Nobody's hitting at all. Wilson Contreras has by far been the best player. Your whole outfield's hasn't been hitting, but Duran's been the best hitter in the outfield, and last year he was the worst, and that shows you how much they digressed. They struggle to even win games, and whenever they're in a close game, their bullpen blows it. This past weekend against the Yankees, it was 1-1, and then Justin Slayton led up a homer to Cody Bellinger and Jazz Chisholm. So there you go. But the Red Sox are absolutely awful. I don't know what their plan is. They're probably going to trade Contreras at the deadline. They're probably going to get rid of all the guys. You got to get young. Roman Anthony's been hurt. Garrett Crochet's been hurt. Sure, but those guys aren't going to make a difference in 20 games themselves. You have to be able to. Your team's too talented to not win right now, and this is Breslow's fault mostly because you traded Rafael Devers for Kyle Harrison and Jordan Hicks, and you let Alex Bregman walk. So now you have the third baseman with the worst OPS in baseball, and he's finally performing to hit a little bit, but it's awful. You know the guy you traded him for is top 10 in Cy Young voting for NL. Kyle Harrison has been elite for the Brewers this year, and he was in the Red Sox system last year, but the Red Sox just didn't want to use him. It makes no sense to me. I'm furious as a fan. This is awful to watch, but I guess next year. But the final topic I want to talk about is Mike Trout and how his little resurgence season, and how excited I am to see this because I'm super happy for Mike Trout. Mike Trout's one of my favorite players in the league. He's one of the reasons I got into baseball, and Mike Trout will be always one of my favorite players. Always have a special place in my heart. And to see him play this well this year and stay healthy through June has been so good. And it's been so nice to see how well he's performing. And he's still got it because throughout the past few years, he's been injury prone. He's just been a shell of himself. And now he's showing himself. And I hate that he's wasting his career on the Angels. I want him to go somewhere and get a ring, even if it is with the Dodgers. That's the only way I'd root for the Dodgers if Trout was there. But I love Mike Trout. I want what's best for him. And this year he has definitely improved a huge amount throughout the last few, because Mike Trout is honestly been the best hitter on this team by a decent margin. He's been one of the best hitters in the league. I think he's an all-star for sure. But Baseball Reference won't load, of course. But he's been great. I have him on my fantasy team. I'm super excited to see how he does the rest of the year. I hope that he gets some all-star votes. I voted him for the all-star game. But anyway, thank you all for watching this video. We'll get episodes out probably once or twice a week. Thank you for everybody who's been tuning in.